Hi, this is Drymala, and you're watching Broadway Backstage at BroadwayBlogspot.com. So I've been in New York for about 15 years. I started out, I've always been a writer and a composer, and my first musical was actually produced in Los Angeles when I was 18 years old, and that kind of gave me the juice to go for it and make it a career. I recently wrote a show called Streetlights that got produced at the New York Music Theater Festival and developed at the Old Globe Theater in San Diego. I also wrote a show called White Noise a long-ish time ago, 2006, that was also at the New York Music Theater Festival and was recently optioned for Broadway by Whoopi Goldberg. It's still, that's still up in the air, but we'll see where that's going. And right now I'm working on a new show called Mercy Street. It's a hip-hop show, and the first concert for that is on December 4th at Ars Nova, so that's coming right up. Well, there are so many opportunities and so many avenues for you to kind of get your work out there and get it seen. I mean, when I got here, there wasn't nearly as much as there is now. Now there's like the New York Musical Theater Festival, which you can get into if you kind of get a team together and you get a little bit of money together. You can get into that. And there's the Fringe Festival, and on top of all those things, every composer that I know that I'm friends with has simply produced concerts of their own material just to say, hey, remember me? Here I am. I'm out here. And then you invite agents and producers, and they will all come. So it's really almost like this old-fashioned thing where it's like these like 19th century like England or something, where the composer gathers a concert and all of the professional colleagues come and attend and think, it's a really neat thing, and so you can kind of create your own opportunity, and that's, I think, the thing that I didn't know how to do before I came to New York, and the thing that is probably the most valuable tool that I've picked up since I've been here. It's really vital that I take at least a little bit of time to do some sort of writing, whether it's on music or lyrics or dialogue or something. And right now what I've done is since I have a day job, what I have to do is get up early in the morning, and I carve out about 2 hours every morning. So I get up at about 6 and I work until about 8. And that is kind of a very precious time where there's nothing on the internet because nothing has been updated yet because it's too early. There's nobody's Facebook, and so I have no distractions. And I just sit and I work, and it's great because you kind of train your creative muse to come out at a certain hour, and it's proven to be really helpful because it's hard to find time to write, especially when you have a day job. But nothing beats the practice of actually doing it, and so. I would strongly urge anybody who's doing the same thing. If you're not being produced, if you're not in some kind of a workshop situation, at the very least, just write every single day. One thing I would say to anybody who's trying to do what I did is stick to it. That's really the number one piece of advice I can give you. I know plenty of people who actors, writers, you name it, that come here, and it's like a familiar New York story. Somebody comes here, they try it for a couple of years, they get spooked and it doesn't work out, and then they leave. Whereas if that same actor maybe would have just taken a little more time to develop their skills, or that same writer would have found their voice a little bit more, they might have blossomed at a later date, which is, I think, kind of what happened to me. It took me a long time to really find my voice. So that's the number one piece of advice I would give, is stick to it. I'm Drymala, and you've been watching Broadway Backstage at BroadwayBlogspot.com.